Hello, I am Corey Robertson. I am a professional certified coach, and I'm the founder of the Corey Robertson Coaching Academy for Leaders. This is where we train managers and aspiring leaders to be coaches within their own organizations so that they can use coaching as their primary leadership style. And this leads to a culture that is engaged and thriving and effective. So one of the things I want to talk to you today about is the how personalities and strengths and qualities are showing up differently at work right now, because everybody has been turned upside down. Everyone's been sent home, out working outside of their normal working arrangements, and some folks are finding it tough. It's been such a popular topic in my private coaching calls since COVID-19 swept the earth and sent us all running for cover. So what I'm noticing is the introverted people, they're pretty okay with the working from home. They're comfortable being alone. They're comfortable being self-driven. They like the quiet space, and they like the little bit the opportunity for scheduled calls versus interruptions. They like planned meetings. They like to and just have their 2 feet on the ground. The people who have a tendency to be extroverted are struggling more right now with being at home, working from home. They're the ones who love, they get their energy, they charge their batteries from being around other people. They love getting up and going for a coffee, thinking while they're walking, maybe bumping into a colleague and saying, "Hey, can you walk with me? I have an idea. I want to bounce this off you." They get a real sense of how everybody's doing from being there and looking around and checking in and having conversations. So not having this opportunity to go in and see their people and see their teammates every day has been a struggle. So if you're feeling that, you're not alone. It's perfectly normal, and it's just a matter of understanding your personality, understanding yourself, and understanding that that of those around you. So what I want to talk to you today, so it's a continuation of what I started talking about last week, was the notion of psychometric assessments. That's a mouthful, isn't it, even for me after all these years, which is why they're popularly called personality tests. Now, they're not tests. They're not right or wrong. They're not judging good or bad. They're looking at the whole person, their qualities and their strengths, and how these show up in the personality. So the one I'm talking about today is the aspect known as down to earth. The down to earth person tends to have a really firm grip on reality. They're the ones who we love because they can make projects manageable. They can chunk, a great big project down into smaller bite-sized pieces, and they know how to set the priorities and set the timing and the pacing for these projects to get done. They like to work within their scope of knowledge and experience. They like information, they like facts, they like data, and they love their tried and true methods. So a down-to-earth person is somebody who can be relied upon thick and thin for their experience, their knowledge, and their access to resources, and just their really great common sense for breaking things down into those manageable bite-sized pieces. But like I explained last time, there is a dark side. So every quality, every strength has a dark side. This is what happens when a person gets overextended. So we're all overextended right now. We're living through very, very frightening times, and we've all been forced to change very, very quickly. We've been forced to reinvent the workday and reinvent the way, work gets done. And so the down-to-earth person, all of those great qualities, the way that shows up, the way you can tell the down-to-earth person is overextended is when they're overusing those strengths and qualities. So for the down-to-earth person, they all of a sudden appear to be narrow-minded. So that firm grip on reality now starts looking like being narrow-minded. They seem to be dismissing creative ideas. Dismissing those creative ideas means that they might be ignoring opportunities. They're favoring what's worked in the past, and they're stuck in those ways. So they can start looking almost like perfectionist. Now I know there was a time when we give ourselves a little pat on the back and say, "Oh, such a perfectionist." Now we know that perfectionism is not a good thing. Being a perfectionist means that you're slowing down, you're getting entrenched in the details, and you're hiding behind what you know you can do well and what you know works. I saw Elizabeth Gilbert recently say, when she was interviewed by Marie Forleo, she said, perfection is the enemy of the great. So remember that. Perfectionism is something you want to avoid. And when you start feeling perfectionistic tendencies, it's probably because you're overextended. You're getting caught in the details. And, relying too much on, what you already know and the things that have worked for you in the past, that's a really dangerous blind spot. That's like when I said, you ignore opportunities and you become narrow-minded because you're dismissing the creative side of things. So I want to show you something. This is going to appear a little bit backwards on you. So this is the luminous splash. So when we talk about psychometrics, when I talk about psychometrics, this is one of the pages from the tool that I use. This is our signature design called the splash, and this is my personality. So if my personality were a combination of paint colors thrown up against the wall, this is what it would look like. So you see here, this little blue bit, that's the down-to-earth aspect, and mine is kind of small compared to the opposite, the big picture thinking. So the concern about, if I were your employee, if I was your team member, the concern about me going into great overextension in the down-to-earth aspect is probably not going to be your biggest problem. But this is such a great representation of the personality, don't you think? It's a great tool for conversation when you know yours and when you know that of your direct reports. So this is page 11 from a 42-page report. So if you're interested in knowing more about these qualities, about these aspects, how they show up in the everyday and overlying persona, and how they show up in overextension, and not just what they look like, but what you can do to leverage them when they're the skills showing up, the skills and the qualities showing up in everyday and underlying, and also how you can, bring yourself back to composure during those times of overextension. And that is a great thing to work on with your coach, and it's also a great thing to bring into your organization. You can bring this into your organization. You can have, all of your employees go through this and have a fantastic group activity, debriefing this and getting to know each other better. And with Lumina, we even have an app. So, you download the app and then your splash goes into the system. All of your colleagues goes into the system. And then before you go into a meeting with them, you can call it up and you can overlay their splash over yours, and it'll give you a few tips on how you can, which ones of your qualities and strengths to bring out in the meeting, which ones to rein in, and how to identify what's going on for the others in the room. So that's an awesome, very exciting tool, which people love to play with for sure. So I'm going to leave you there for today. Please, comments and questions are always welcome. You can write in the comment bar. Many of you are writing to me as private message. That's also very welcome for those of you who want to keep your questions and your identities confidential. It's a huge part of the coaching experience, isn't it, to be able to have a confidential conversation. So I hope you found it interesting. I will be back on Thursday with some more. This article, this information is in my blog, www.coreyrobertson.com/blog. It was published today. And it's also, if you're a subscriber to my newsletter, it's in your inbox. We sent that out today. So you should have that. And then the newsletter also includes the videos from last week if you missed those. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to being back on Thursday to talk more about these really interesting and important ideas for the workplace today. So be well, do well, stay well. Bye for now.